Welcome everybody. Um, Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm having a chat with Max of Maxkil fame. He is, well, I was going to do an intro for you, Max, but why don't you give us a little bit of background on yourself and yeah, what you've been up to?
Yeah, thanks for getting in touch, Jonathan. Yeah, everything's been really good. I'm on the east coast of Australia and super busy with work. A lot of storms rolled through here around 4 or 5 months ago, and a lot of flooding, a lot of rain this year, and we're just inundated with work. So things are pretty good. Don't get much time to
That
have to yourself.
that's a nice complaint to have, and you're in the drywalling business, isn't that right?
Yeah, plastering and painting, drywall
Plastering and
plastering
painting,
and
yeah.
painting. Yep, yep.
Very good. And on top of that, you have a successful YouTube channel, which is how I got introduced to you in the first place. And I mean, maybe how did you think to start recording what you guys do, and what led to it?
Yeah, thanks, John. I just started doing it. Just wanted to show someone actually how to fix a crack in a wall who wasn't with me. Actually, that was my first video. I think it's still up, and I just put an expansion joint in, and that was it. And then I just wanted to do something else. And then when people started commenting back, "Oh, that helped me," or something like that, I really wanted to just make more. I like the interacting with people and hearing people's stories. So,
Brilliant. So it's a
so it's
great
just for
it's a
fun,
it's a
and
great success story.
yeah. Yeah, it's pretty
And
good.
then
Just for fun. And it's just growing over the years. I've probably been doing it for 8 years now. So
there you go. That's
yeah,
brilliant. And yeah, like I mean, it's a fun way to interact with people who are a million miles away, and yeah, kind of give back to the community as well. So with that in mind, one of the things that kind of maybe you could give us a bit of a background on is what route did you take into the trades? How did you find yourself doing what you do?
yeah, that's a good question. I did an apprenticeship. I did landscaping and then I did roof tiling and then I started an apprenticeship. So I did about 4 months each of those things when I was, 18 or 19. And then while I was roof tiling, I saw my friend next door and it was in the middle of winter and I was up on the roof and he was all rugged up in a nice little white suit, being a painter, and he was working inside, and I was battling it out outside. So I thought maybe I should do that. And he worked for his dad, so I did a couple of days there, and then I started an apprenticeship. I joined a group training organization, like a not-for-profit here. It was a really good system, and then so they had hosts, and they would kind of contract us out, but they would take care of us with tool allowance and everything like that. And then I started doing that and I got one of my hosts. So I got to work on all different projects here in Brisbane and different types of work, and different with different people. Um, and I got put with a plasterer, and then we started doing insurance repairs and replaced ceilings in a whole house and that sort of thing, replace the bathroom and that's how I got started. And we work together this day. He works with me every day now.
Brilliant. So
And so
nothing
it's
like
like
a
been
lasting
20 years.
partnership.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fair play, fair play. Sorry, that's great. And I suppose one of the questions I was thinking about from the trades perspective is I often find myself, taking the biggest learnings out of things. That's where I've made some mistakes and kind of stuffed up, and that's obviously where
Yes.
when everything's going your way, it's easy to just kind of think, God, this is brilliant, and I'm a genius. But it's when things, you don't get the bouncing ball that you can kind of really think, okay, well, I need to make sure that doesn't happen again. So have you any kind of stories on, mistakes you've made in the past and what learnings you've taken from them?
Yeah, sure. Heaps of those. Nothing too bad though. I've always sort of been pretty careful, but I think starting up working so how I got into running my own sort of business is once I got my skills up, I finished my apprenticeship, everything like that. I was doing work for one builder. He was giving me heaps of work and I didn't want that feeling of like clocking in and clocking out or is he there at 7? I don't want that feeling or I don't want anyone to be waiting for me. So I said, let's do it on a set amount. And he's like, okay. And then, like I had my license and everything like that, my qualifications. And so he thought of a number, I thought of a number, and his number was actually much higher than my number. And I thought, oh wow, okay. But I didn't let that show, and I just said, okay, we'll do it. And ever since then, I started working for him, just set amounts rather than hourly rate, and it just worked out so much better. I was so much more motivated. Jobs got done so much faster. And then I went like that and then turned into a business without really being a business. I was the business, and just, knowing what to charge yourself out for earlier on once you had the skill to produce like a nice product, like a new ceiling or something. And I think, yeah, that were the biggest mistakes, is selling myself too short, like doing so much work for too cheap for so long. So when my son is, I'm trying to get him to come to work tomorrow. It's school holidays. So I want to teach him that early on so he can earn his own
Yeah.
money and make it count. And you think on the job sites, you think, life is forever and you can work forever, but no, your working days are limited. So make it count.
Yeah, very, very good advice. And oftentimes, we are in that kind of estimating business ourselves, and particularly when we're talking to newer guys, and they just exactly as you said, and it's just about getting that experience as well in one respect, but it's they just seem to not be comfortable charging people what they're worth. And I think, you've hit
Sure.
the nail on
Yeah.
the head there. If you
Yeah.
can, and it takes, and that's, I suppose, the benefits of going into an apprenticeship and going working with guys like yourself, just to get that confidence. So is that when you
Hmm.
do go out on your own, you can say, well, this is my rate. Here's what I'm going to charge for the job, and be comfortable to say, well, that's what I'm worth. And that's, if you need me, this is what you're going to have to pay. So definitely good advice on that.
Yeah. And
Um,
too many freebies as well. When someone,
yeah,
like when something happens and you just, you're not actually getting paid for it. I don't mind doing freebies to, like old ladies or anyone who deserves it, like homeowners. I always do that. But if like you're getting paid, like that you should be getting paid for it. Because most of the work, the homeowners are not paying. So I want to make sure they get the best service they can. Yeah.
yeah. Very good. Good advice on that as well. If you're doing with the insurance as well, just making sure that they're made whole. Brilliant.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, in terms of, I think we had a brief chat before we got online here, but about like technology and the way it's going. The whole world is kind of bracing for what AI is doing. Do you see any material impact, in the near term future on construction? Like, have you any, thoughts on that, or where do you think technology is going within the construction space itself?
I think estimating is one big one, like the business you're in. I also think,
Yeah,
I don't think AI is going to take my job anytime soon because I'm
I
on
don't
the
think so
tool,
either.
and someone would still need to move that kind of machinery around to houses, and it's just, yeah, I don't think a lot of services won't, not sure, 3D printed houses. I really want to get down and, film some of that happening
Sure.
and learn more about
That'd
that.
be
I bought a 3D printer, and
okay.
that interests me. I think that would be quite quick.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I mean, is that happening in Australia at the moment? Like, I mean, I've seen them on YouTube, and I've seen stuff like that where he's built this house in, 30 seconds or whatever it is. But I mean, is it actually viable commercial use, do you think, for the time being?
I maybe not yet. I know there's a few houses have gone up, but it's not like mainstream or anything like that. I think people are testing the
Yeah.
waters. I really want to go and check those jobs out. There's still a lot of work
Yeah,
that
of
goes into before and after that. You still have to run all the pipes and
course.
everything like that. Like, and carpenters can frame houses quite quickly, but the
Mm.
cost of timber is real high. I don't know. I don't know much about it, but I think it'll be
So
good. And
it's
maybe
very,
bricklayers, I think
very
they could.
interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
But and I suppose maybe like, what are some of like, it's a challenging industry. I think everyone's feeling the pinch around the world, through cost of living, inflation, etc. What do you think are some of the bigger
Sure.
challenges coming down the pipe for us in the construction sector?
Oh, we have a big problem here in Australia. we have a housing crisis, people would call it, where there's not enough houses that need to be built. There's a lot of people coming into the country and there's already a shortage, or it's just not efficient. Yeah, we're just not efficient. And they've made it actually, it's very hard for small businesses like myself to, to get it done. I mean, yeah, the supply chain has been messed up.
Yeah.
We have a lot of
Oh,
government funded projects which have taken a lot of workers. Yeah, it's not looking good here in Australia. I mean, we
yeah.
have the people to do
And
it, but just the organization is not there, and it's just not worth it, because it's not worth it to build the houses because the price is changing a lot as well.
yeah. Yeah, I think
And they're under contracts, the builders, and they have to honor those contracts, and they couldn't raise the price. So a lot of builders threw in the towel. And,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. And
the tax adds up. You earn revenue that even if you're not making money, but you're making turnover, and,
yeah.
yeah, the tax piles up and it's just not worth it. People put a deposit down, $50,000. You spend $600,000 to build a house. Then the house turned to $1 million. The price went up an extra 200,000 for the builder. So the builder's lost money.
Yeah.
The customer's like, where's my $1 million house? And these are things you can't just print your way out of or anything like that. Someone has to actually build the house. Like, real work goes into it.
Of
So
course.
it's easy to just say things in an office, but
And
stuff.
where the rubber meets the road. And I think, well, like I hear you about it being tough down in Australia, but it's not local to Australia. I mean, it's the same in the UK. It's the same in Ireland. From chatting to the guys, everybody's running into the same issues. So I think some better centralized planning. I
So
that
many
kind of sounds a
rules
little
and
bit like
so many rules and regulations. They say that a lot of, like, what the cost for a house build, maybe 30% of it goes to the government for this and that, for regulations. And now when you build a house, they have to be so energy efficient that you just waste just some silly things, trade-offs to get this energy efficiency rating.
right.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure
a little bit
some people are out there making money,
cut the red
but
tape.
yeah, cut the red tape. And the biggest thing is training. They were talking about building it, like bringing in, India, doing a deal with India to bring in workers to build 1 million houses. And I just think, well, should just train the people here properly, like I was trained, but really
Yeah.
give the incentives. I don't mean it. They do give incentives. They give you free tools, or they give you free TAFE, which is college, but you still have to, like myself, if I put an apprentice on, you still have to pay, um, for them to attend college, and sick days, rain days, everything in between, insurance.
Yeah.
The money's not there to do that.
Yeah. And if I recall correctly, like the TAFE was one of the standard bearers in terms of training guys and bringing new trades on. And they,
Yeah.
it's a story that I have heard is they've kind of lost their way a little bit. So whatever's happened there, a little bit of mission creep or, get back to their roots and bring on the Aussie tradie, and grow it internally. You said it right. And
Mm,
again, with a lot of people who are facing maybe a career change due to that AI. It's
sure.
ChatGPT isn't going to finish my house anytime soon. So we do need
Yeah.
new
And
people coming in.
you can totally start at any age as well. Like, I think the older the better, because you're just automatically smarter. You can start at, you know, 30 or 35, because it only takes you, you know, a couple of years to be good enough to at least charge and, like, say, be good enough. And then, after 5 years, you've honed your craft and you can really, like, do a good product after 5 years. And then, there's so much time left as well.
Yeah, same. Very good advice coming in. For people who might be struggling, to get a
Or
job,
sure.
clerical, whatever, and come in and join the trades.
Well, I think with our government, one idea is, which I always think when I read comments online and everything, I think the government needs to actually pay businesses like mine, or give us a tax rebate if we put someone on. And I mean, like a proper one. one that covers most, if not all of their wages, because we're essentially training them, for 2 or 3 years, let's say. You can do it 1 year at a time, but they're not that useful to us. People think, oh, we'll just get them to push wheelbarrows all day. No, most people don't have wheelbarrows to push all day. It is actually,
Yeah.
real work. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, we don't just like, if I was to train someone, I don't need the labor. Do you know what I mean? Like if you're here, if you're working with us, you kind of actually have to get in there and
Get your
do it.
hands dirty.
Yeah, it's like not worth me going through all of the work and then paying this kid, because there's just too much regulation. If it was
Yeah.
as easy as could pay this kid and I didn't have to worry about all the regulation that goes with it, you have to pay 6% extra for insurance for him, whatever you give him, and superannuation. Yeah, super.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, it's too much for me to worry about. And I'm sure a lot of people are like me out there,
Yeah.
small
Say
businesses.
absolutely. No, absolutely. And it's the small
Yeah.
business that are the beating heart of any country economy. So definitely looking after those guys and bringing new guys in and all of that. So I think you've made several good points there, but you've hit the nail on the head, if you pardon the pun. Just making it easier for guys like yourself to bring in the next generation and train them.
Yeah. Yeah,
And you said your
definitely.
son is coming in for the school holidays. Is that something he might be pursuing a career in?
Oh yeah, he comes in most for the last few holidays. He comes in a few times and, he helps out. It's good. I get to teach him and I get him to hold the camera
Uh,
as well. And then I can talk to the camera like I'm teaching him. So it's really good. And I learn
that's
a lot
great.
from just editing my videos when I film other guys. I also learn a lot. So I should get him to edit the videos too. And I think he would learn even more.
Yeah,
But
so
yeah,
that's fantastic.
he comes and helps out. He's still 14. He turns 15 in December,
Very good.
but
Very good.
he's able. I tell him you don't actually have to wait. Like, what are you waiting for? Yeah, you can come now. Don't wait till you're 16, 15. Like, you can come now and start learning now. And I'd rather him come
Yeah,
and work with me than get a job at, the supermarket or something like that,
Maccas
because you
are
spend 3 months working at the supermarket, or you can spend 3 months learn how to frame a house, or concrete, or lay bricks. Because once you leave that 3 months, you're taking those skills with you. And it's even a good idea to do 3 months like concreting and then 3 months bricklaying. If you're a young guy, definitely a bit young for my son now, but I'm going to get him to come and go work with, my plumber friend as well. But
and then I
he's
think
hard to get,
that's actually
motivated
something.
with video games and everything.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
want
Well,
to. Yeah.
15-year-olds are always difficult to get motivated, I think, to come and work. But and really, I think good advice there as well is to kind of dip your toe in a couple of different, plumbing, concreting, painting, plastering, and you get a kind of a rounded experience and say, geez, I actually really enjoyed plumbing, or this was a good thing, or I might want to go and
Yeah.
become a general builder, a general contractor, things like that. And getting
Yeah.
that rounded experience, understanding how the process works from like demolition to handing over the keys, like that's only going to benefit young guys coming into the trade. So I'd say
Hmm.
spot on, good advice.
Yeah. I think so. And we really need the trades here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we need the trades everywhere. So you'll be able to command a good price in good time. So by his 18th birthday, he'll be charging as much as you are.
Yeah. Sure. Sure.
Well, look, with that, I think we've covered all our bases. So, Max, really great to chat to you. And we will keep in touch and keep an eye on each other's progress as we go. And I'm looking forward to seeing your son appear in a couple of the videos.
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks, Jonathan. Nice to talk to you.
No worries. And you.